this code applies to all student athletes involved.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cupertino High School. Friday night football between the Cupertino Pioneers and the Homestead Mustangs. Stephen Davies alongside Ari Kaya. We're all set to go here at Cupertino to receive the opening kickoff from the captain, John Rack of Homestead, and that sails out of the back of the end zone. It will be 1st and 10, Cupertino from their own 20-yard line. Great crowd on hand here for the final regular season home game for the Pioneers, and should be an entertaining game here between these two teams. Cupertino is 6-2 record, 1-2 in the El Camino League. Homestead 7-1, 3-1 in the league. Certainly a lot to play for both teams here tonight.
Yeah, and senior night for these Cupertino
It
guys,
is.
And you know, you wonder if that'll play a factor. You know, their last home game here, are they too amped up at the beginning? Are they going to be able to maintain their emotions? And so, yeah, it should be a great matchup.
High formation then for the sophomore, Anthony Pozzetti, under center here for the Pioneers. He'll send the man in motion left to right. He'll turn and hand off to the running back, spins off a player, and is finally wrapped up. Maybe a gain of 1 on the carry.
Yeah, we'll have to see for Cupertino how much they're going to hand the ball off. Pozzetti, only a sophomore, but still having a lot of success in his first season under center. Take a look at the replay here, handing the ball off. That was Mitchell Deng, the main running back for the Pioneers, so we'll be seeing a lot of him tonight for sure.
Yeah, we certainly will. Mitchell Deng, one of the stalwarts of this Pioneer offense. 2 yards gained on the carry, so it brings up a 2nd down and 8. They'll go in the 9 formation here. Pozzetti on the handoff inside to Justin Chang across the 30. That's good enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, nicely done by Chang. There was a pretty big hole opening up, but he burst through that line. And taking a look at the replay, looked like he might have been tackled for a loss in the backfield, but again, that nice burst through the middle. Good start for the Pioneers.
Chang ran into one of his own linemen there on the play, but was able to bounce to the bounce inside and gain a 1st down. 11:05 then to go. First quarter of play. The Pioneers on the move here in front of their home crowd. An I formation again, 2 receivers left side here for Pozzetti. The hard count, trying to get the Homestead defense to jump offside, to hand off inside to the tailback. That's to Mitchell Deng, and that's a good solid carry there from the senior.
Yeah, and you see right from the start, Cupertino, they want to smash the ball down the throat of Homestead, and having some success. Take a look at Deng's carry once again. Again, nice burst through the middle. Another nice hole by the offensive line. So for Cupertino, you couldn't have scripted better first 3 plays.
Kept the feet moving there, did Deng, and a good carry. Brings up a 2nd down and about 6 to go. An up and down season for Cupertino. They won their first 5 games and then lost to both Limbrook and Monte Vista. They defeated Stella Prep out of Hayward 45-18 in the last game. As we mentioned, a 6-2 record overall.
Oh, false start for sure
Yeah,
there.
indeed. A lot of movement there before the snap. And Coach Chris Oswald not pleased.
Preliminary indication against Cupertino.
So they'll push him back 5 yards. Will remain 2nd down. And about a 2nd and 11 coming up from their own 33-yard line.
And that's what I was talking about before. You get a little amped up before the game, have some mental miscues more than anything, and we'll have to see how the penalty game goes for Cupertino, especially here in the early goings.
Cupertino had
Cupertino's 33-yard line, which will bring up the 2nd down.
a 6-2 overall record, have struggled through much of the first decade of the new millennium, but Chris Allen has him on course here. A 6-2 record, as we mentioned. 2 receivers out left side. Pozzetti looking to throw for the first time. Flush out the pocket, pressure coming, and he can't get out of the clutches of the Homestead defenders as the captain, Thomas Holm, and Justin Marengo bring him down.
Yeah, great pursuit that time by Homestead. 3 guys there around Pozzetti. If you're Cupertino, you want him to get rid of that ball probably a little bit earlier, but just too much pressure from Homestead there, as you can see. Right there is where you maybe want to have him throw the ball away, but my mistake, 4 Homestead players all around him, surrounding him, so not a great pass protection there in the first take back by Pozzetti.
So what had been a 2nd down and 6 is now all of a sudden a 3rd and 21 with 9 minutes to go, first quarter of play. Empty backfield set here for Posetti. He's in the shotgun. He'll roll out right side, looking for a receiver. He might just keep it himself here. Across the 30, his blockers in front, changes back direction to the 35. In fact, about the original line of scrimmage, it's short of the first down.
Yeah, nothing open downfield there, and 3rd and 22, you know, you can throw it up for grabs into tight coverage, but I think Posetti made the right call there. Looks like they're going to punt, but Posetti able at least to change a little bit of the field position there with a nice over 10-yard run.
So I'll bring up a kicking situation here for the Pioneers. Back deep for Homestead, number 7, Brian Erickson, a man that's already returned a punt this season against Lynbrook in the 35-0 victory. Good snap. Kick is on its way from Alexis Silva. And it should take a kind bounce, and it does. A tremendous bounce for Cupertino all the way down to the Homestead 30.
Yeah, really short kick in the air, but as you said, very favorable bounce for Cupertino. And yeah, that run again by Posetti, changing the field position a little. We'll see if that comes into play.
Taking a quick look at the standings here in the El Camino League. Monte Vista undefeated at 5-0. Homestead at 3-1. And then a 3-way battle for 3rd place between Cupertino, Los Altos, and Lynbrook. So our first look then at the Mustangs offense, and quarterback here will be a game time decision. Had a chance to chat with the coaches before the game, and it looks like they'll go with the super sophomore Jerome Holloway here under center for the Mustangs. They'll hand off left side to the running back Ryan Alamendi, excuse me, and he's forced out of bounds for a gain of about 4.
Looks like though this one's coming back. I think I saw a holding call coming up as he stretched it out to the left side of the field.
It was Dang on the contact, and good call on the hold, so that'll push Homestead back. Homestead on a 3-game winning streak, and as we mentioned, beating Lynbrook in their last game. The star senior running back Derek Rositas, expect to hear his name quite a bit this evening. 13 carries for 115 yards and 2 TDs. Ryan Alamendi as well, also with a solid game, 9 carries, 105 yards, and a score. And for Homestead, looking to get back to the playoffs. Hopefully their first time since the 2011 CCS Division I first round, where they lost by a point to Salinas, 27-26. 1st and 20 then, after the hold, pass complete right side to Brian Erickson. A couple of moves there, and a gain of about 3.
Yeah, Erickson, the leaving receiver for Homestead. You're not going to see them throw the ball too much, and when you do, it's probably going to be little screen passes like that mostly. They are a rushing team for sure, but again, you're going to have to make Cupertino respect the pass. Just a little swing pass again to Erickson. Gained a couple yards and made this 2nd down a little bit more manageable.
Holloway hands off outside this time, I believe to Rositas. Yes, it was Rositas, the senior, on the carry. And a gain of maybe 3 or 4, looking at the 3rd and long coming up here with 7:12 to go first quarter of play.
Rositas already over 1,000 yards rushing on the season. Pretty impressive for the senior. And he is their workhorse for sure. Over 100 carries already on the year as well. So we'll see if they can get him going here in the first quarter.
The high school level, the 1,000-yard benchmark is certainly the sign of a good season for the running back. And they'll go with 3 wide receivers here, all to the left side. Long 7-step drop from Holloway. He'll dump that off inside to Rositas, who can also catch the ball as well, but he goes nowhere as the Cupertino defense remains stout. And a 3 and out here for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that penalty on first down, really a killer, and we've seen penalties come into play. Both teams here on their first drives. As we take another look, Holloway, just a short dump off pass, and really no room to run there. I don't know if that was a screen that they were trying to set up, but I think he would have been better served perhaps looking down the field. A couple receivers looked like they had an opening.
Preston Heen will kick, and he just about got that off in time. The non-rushing Cupertino defender. It's fielded at the 40. Great open field tackle. Combination of Ryan Alamendi and Joe Kinderman to bring down number 22, Alex Go.
Yeah, as you said, fantastic pursuit there because that punt was not high at all. I thought for sure there was going to be some running room, but nothing doing there. People staying in their lanes, making the nice open field tackles.
So both teams go 3 and out on their, Homestead goes 3 and out on their first possession, and the Pioneer offense back out on the field. A bright start on the previous possession for Cupertino. Hand off inside, and again, The Homestead defense is all over that one, nowhere to go, and a second down on its way.
Yeah, you wonder, will these rushing lanes be able to open up? I mean, Homestead, I think maybe a little bit more known for their offense. They've scored over 40 points in 4 games this season, but their defense pretty great too, and there was no room to run there at all.
It was David Almas, the man on the tackle, assisted by Joseph Faria. A loss of a yard brings up a second down and 11, 5:33 to go in this first quarter of play. No score between Homestead and Cupertino. Man goes in motion here. That's Michael Hune. Bozzetti looking to throw. Pressure comes, steps up in the pocket, and is wrapped up. And that's Justin Marengo, bringing him down.
Yeah, Marengo again, good pursuit from the defensive line. Now we've had 3 times that Pizzetti has gone back to throw, and every single time he has faced a lot of pressure, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. I think Cupertino might be forced to run even more than they're used to in this game because Homestead's pass rush is just beating up Cupertino's offensive line.
Marengo's had 3 sacks on the season so far. You could credit him with a half sack on that first Cupertino possession. So nothing working really here for the Pioneers on offense on this drive, and they're looking at now 3rd and 11, and a timeout is called by the Pioneers.
KMVT Sports would like to thank our all sports presenting sponsor, the Palo Alto Medical Foundation. Part of the Sutter Health Network, make sure you choose your PAMP doctor today.
4:40 to go, first quarter of play here from Cupertino High School. Stephen Davies alongside Ari Kai, and a timeout call by Cupertino. So here's a look at the Cupertino schedules. We mentioned 5 victories to start the season, and then Monte Vista, game that they led 14-3 at one point, as the Matadors roared back to take the win 25-14, and then in the game against Lynbrook, a failed 2-point conversion cost them an attempt to tie the game up in the 4th quarter of play. So certainly the Pioneers have had their opportunities this season.
And for Cupertino,
and then getting back on track with a victory against Stella Prep last week. So 3rd down, 3 wide receivers set. They'll move some men in motion here. They'll go with the tight end and a wing back to the right side. A handoff inside, and that works brilliantly. A handoff to Mitchell. Dang, he lost the ball. It's recovered by Homestead. Picked up by Justin Miller down the sideline. And that's a real shame for the Pioneers. A well-worked play.
Oh, big-time game changer here early in the first quarter. Looked like he was going to be a little bit short of the first down, but he was still churning those legs. I think trying to get an extra few yards, and maybe didn't take quite enough good care of the ball. As you can see, yeah, the ball high and away, not tucked in like his running back coach, I'm sure, has taught him to do over the years. And not an easy strip per se, but that ball was out, able to be stripped, and now Homestead's right in business.
Pioneer defense quickly back on the field, and Holloway will hand off on the end around to Ryan Alamandi. Alamandi down inside the 30.
Looks like another flag on the play as well. Thrown in late by the back judge, so we'll have to see what that is.
But going back to the fumble, Justin Chang made a great block inside, allowing the running back to spring to the outside. Might have stayed to the outside. Instead, they were able to strip the ball. And Homestead certainly the beneficiaries. Here's the flag. And it's holding against Homestead.
So a couple early holding penalties. We'll see if that's costly again. But yeah, going back to that fumble, it sure looked like Homestead was playing against the pass. They had a couple safeties back deep, and I think that's what Cupertino needs to do. But despite the fumble, they're going to need to run the ball down Homestead's throat if they have any chance of winning this game.
Pro set here for Homestead. Holloway turns and hands off to Alamandi, but the flags fly yet again.
Sloppy game here in the early goings.
Indeed. So the officials will confer.
Penalty against Cupertino for 5 yards.
And that penalty goes against Cupertino. Encroachment penalty against the Pioneers. That makes it now a first down, and should be about 1st and 12 here for Homestead. Trips bunch left side, single back behind Holloway. Quick out route, pass complete. near side to Erickson. Erickson breaks a couple tackles across the 25 and is wrapped up down inside the 25.
Yeah, again, trying that swing pass to Erickson that they tried on their first drive, and this time going to the left side worked a little bit better. Erickson, you can see, great motor, able to go through that arm tackle by the Cupertino defender. That was Alex Go trying to make the tackle there on the outside, but just couldn't wrap up Erickson. Erickson a little too strong.
It's Joshua Robinson, the man to bring him down by the ankles, but it's the Mustangs now on the move here, and a first down from just outside the Pioneer 20. A handoff to Rositas as he tries to get to the outside, and that's a great effort defensively by the Pioneers. Edison Hernandez-Espinoza and Anthony Tung on the tackle.
Yeah, again, great pressure in the middle of that front. And Rositas, I mean, he is the star offensive performer for this Homestead team, but not getting anything going early on. Looks like Cupertino's doing a nice job of keying in on him.
And these are two teams that are not overly big, especially at the line of scrimmage. I mean, compared to some teams you see these days, these guys are fairly undersized, especially the Pioneers, but they certainly can match skills with this Homestead team. So send a man in motion, they hand off, and that's a nice cutback and change of direction inside the 10 to the 5, and into the end zone is Alamandi, and he puts Homestead on the board.
Yeah, Alamandi, I think Cupertino was a little surprised they handed it off to him. Just a really quick handoff and a burst through the line there for Alamandi. And Alamandi's been a big contributor here in the early goings. As we take a look at the replay, saw some of the Cupertino guys thinking the run was going up the middle. It went to the right side. They were a little slow recovering, and Alamandi had an easy walk untouched into the end zone.
Nimble feet there to be sure from the junior. The extra point then for John Rack. Kick is up on its way, and it is good. So with 2:47 to go in the first quarter of play, it's Homestead 7, Cupertino 0.
As a busy mom of 3 kids, I find it extremely convenient to access My Health Online. My Health Online's messaging service allows me to keep in close contact with our doctor.
Being able to email the doctor with questions gave us assurance that they do take an interest in the patients. That's why we've been with PEN for more than 10 years and keep adding members, the newest member.
.247 to go, first quarter of play. And after a Cupertino fumble, Homestead make them pay with a 21-yard touchdown run from Ryan Alamandi. Let's put the Mustangs on the board. A low kick fielded at about the 5 by the Pioneers. It's fielded by Michael Hune. And that's a decent return back to about the 30. First and 10 coming up for Pioneer offense.
Yeah, not quite into the end zone this time, but 30-yard line, fairly good field position as we take a look at the tackle. Wedge of blockers in front of him. The first group of Homestead tacklers couldn't get to him, but the second wall easily brought him down.
So this Pioneer offense will try and shake off that last drive. A fumble by Mitchell Dang, resulting in a touchdown for the Mustangs. Good field position then to start this drive. First and 10, they'll go receive his left side. That's Nathan Duong to the far side. Michael Hunan outside of the hash marks that far side. And a knife formation here behind Posetti. Turns and hands off to Mitchell Dang. And he gets upended. Great tackle there made. Looks like by John Rack, and he's feeling that one.
Oh yeah, from the linebacker position, huge hit as we see the handoff, and he was right there. Bam. Nice hit, not to the head area, right down the middle, right between the pads, and that's how you want to tackle someone if you want to make a statement early on, especially.
Credit to Dang for holding on, especially after the fumble on the previous drive. That's a tough hit he took from Rack, and Rack's actually going to head over to the sideline. He's going to be replaced by Alamandi here at the linebacker position. So looked like he got the shoulder pad of Dang to the helmet that time. So certainly feeling that one, and he'll take a play off.
You always hear about the offensive players being protected, but the defensive players, I mean, on those huge collisions, that's a lot off their body too. So huge hits can go both ways, especially if you're trying to tackle one of the bigger players on the opposing team.
Especially at this time of the season as well. Those hits are certainly magnified. 2:06 to go. First quarter of play. Pozzetti, play action. Looking right side, has a receiver open. He has Nathan Duong down the sideline through his hands. Unlucky, he's double covered as well. Just couldn't make the catch.
Perfectly thrown ball, though. That was right on Duong's hands, and I'm sure he would tell you he should have had that one. A very good opportunity here off the play action. You're right, the cornerback faked. The safety was over to help, but the throw was right on the money. And I think Duong was worried about getting that foot in bounds as he was going towards the sidelines. You could see him slam the turf in frustration after he couldn't come up with that catch.
That also, and I think he knew Heen was coming over from the safety position there to clean his clock. That's unfortunate, though, for the Pioneers. A good-looking throw from Pozzetti. That sets up a 3rd down and 8 to go here from their own 32-yard line. Pozzetti's going to go in the shotgun here with Dang to his right, 2 receivers left side. Pozzetti ready for the snap. Homestead show blitz, pressure coming. Has to get rid of it. Pass is caught by Dylan Schutz. That's his first catch of the day, but only for a couple of yards. And that man, Justin Marengo, again gets through the line of scrimmage, putting pressure on.
Another flag on the play, too. And it looks like this one's going against Homestead.
It was good for about 3 yards, but there's a penalty on the play.
We'll have to see what the penalty is, but it was a nice play creation there. It looked like it might be a screen to the running back, but as you said, Schutz, the wide receiver, getting there in the middle of the field. Nice job by Homestead staying home, but the penalty, as we see, we'll have to find out what that was.
Yeah, waiting for the official signal. It's going to be a 1st down for Cupertino. Personal foul against Homestead.
Thrown in the backfield. I didn't quite see it, but maybe roughing the passer
yeah,
or something to that effect.
And that moves Cupertino into Homestead territory for the first time tonight. 1:28 to go, first quarter of play. A turn and hand off. A lot of space left side for Dang, but he gets wrapped up for a gain of about 2.
You could see the left side open up for a split second, and it looked like Dang might have an opening there. But again, good pursuit by Homestead. Their linebackers are playing exceptionally well, protecting the edges here.
Yeah, they are indeed. Thomas Holm and Preston Heen combining to bring down Mitchell Dang. Also, Derek Rosita flying in just to make sure. So a couple of yards gained, 2nd down and 9 to go. And under a minute to go, first quarter of play. Perhaps time for 2 more plays here in this first quarter. 2 receivers left, I formation here. They'll send a man in motion. Pozzetti under center. Quick turn and handoff inside. And that's Justin Chang. Goes right side, inside of the 45 to about the 43.
Yeah, Chang the up back there. You know, a little bit of trickery. You expect that play to go to Dang, especially in the I formation, but you hand it off to the fullback there. And he has a quick burst through the middle. And you look at Chang, he's only 180 pounds. So not your typical big bruising fullback. Looks like he has a little speed as well to bring.
So 15 seconds and counting here, and the Pioneers are really going to have to hurry up here if they want to get this play off before the end of the quarter. They hustle the line of scrimmage here. Pozzetti wants to get this done before the clock expires here. He sends a man in motion, the flags fly. Well, the whistle goes, excuse me, and the timeout is called. Of delay a game against Cupertino.
Yeah, you can't see the play clock in high school, so you don't quite know where it is. The ref usually signals once it gets down into the 10s and 5s. And yeah, just another mental mistake here in the early going by Cupertino.
It does, however, stop the clock with 2.8 seconds to go. So I guess that's the trade-off is you get another play, but you got to push back 5 yards. So it is 3rd and 8. And Pozzetti will go under center here. 3 receivers set, tight end right side. Single back, Mitchell Dang. It's like Homestead will blitz here. Pozzetti, pass is incomplete. Had Justin Chang all turned around there on the far side and thrown out of his reach.
As you said, the blitz coming there, he needed to get rid of that ball quick. As we take a look, almost picked off, in fact. The ball not thrown quite at Chang. Couldn't quite see him on that replay, but a little bit behind him, and no real chance for Chang to haul that one in.
Through 1 quarter here at Cupertino High School, it's Homestead 7, Cupertino 0.
I was at a fire department training, and I had these shooting pains when they just shot right up into my temples. I went to Palo Alto Medical to follow up with my doctor. He found a heart murmur, It turned out to be an aortic aneurysm, which would have killed me had he not caught it. I don't really like going to the doctor, but I truly like going and seeing the guy. He's a great doctor, and he saved my life.
Second quarter of play from Cupertino High School, and Homestead, thanks to a Ryan Alamandi 20-yard touchdown run, taking a 7-0 lead. But Cupertino on the move here. And unfortunately, because of the delay of game penalty and the incomplete pass, they will have to kick now from just inside their own half of the field.
You wonder on 4th and 2 if they would have gone for it. I bet they would have near midfield.
Certainly a lot more difficult at 4th down and 8. So the man back deep for Homestead will be Preston Heen, ready to receive the kick. High snap, fielded, pressure coming. They just got rid of it again. That man Marengo is really putting the pressure on the Pioneers so far tonight. Gets a kind roll to about the Homestead 12-yard line or so, where they'll take over 1st and 10.
Couldn't ask for a better punt considering, again, the pressure and that Homestead pressure coming on the Cupertino offensive line constantly.
So Homestead won their first 4 games. Lost to Monte Vista 24-14 in a game that they led 14-3. 10 penalties for 85 yards can cost them dearly that night. And since won their last 3 games, including victories over Los Altos, Gunn, and Lynbrook. And in the driver's seat here, leading 7-0 as we get the second quarter underway.
Looks like we have another penalty, this time against Homestead, as they're backing up. Legal block, I think, was the call by the referee.
So let's...
Oh, actually, it looks like it's going against Cupertino.
Yeah, it is indeed.
10-yard penalty against Cupertino.
It certainly helps the Mustangs' case here. They were being well inside their own half of the field, and now a more manageable field position to start this drive. Hand off to, the keeper, Holloway. Open field in front of him, across midfield, foot race now. They're not going to catch him. To the 20, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown, Mustangs. Well, we'll have to see the replay of that, but a blown coverage to be sure, and Holloway, field just opened up in front of him.
Looked like a little read option there, and that's exactly what it was.
Great block.
Big handoff to Rositas, and then as you said, yeah, great block, and boy, can you say open field in front of him? Nobody in sight.
Almost stumbled there about the 25-yard line. He kind of lost his footing underneath him for a minute there, but no one even within range of bringing down the sophomore. And what a way to start the second quarter of play. As Holloway takes it about 75 yards for the score. Extra point is up, and it is good. 11:47 to go, second quarter of play. And Jerome Holloway has silenced this home crowd. Homestead 14, Cupertino 0.
Ever since we moved to the United States, Palo Alto Medical Foundation has been taking care of our health. We love our doctor. She is always ready to listen to us and is very professional and answers all our questions and is very reassuring. PAMF has been there not just for my own family, but for the whole community, whether they're seeing patients or providing doctors for our free medical clinic.
Derek Rositas, a lot is said about his play on offense, and probably doesn't get enough credit for his blocking there in the open field. But boy, did he spring Jerome Holloway for a long touchdown run. And Homestead now a comfortable 2-touchdown lead. A squib kick is fielded by Jordan McNutt about their own 30-yard line, and did the wise thing there and just dive right on it.
Yeah, especially after you fumble, you see a lot of players try and pick that ball up. It comes out again, and suddenly it's a turnover, and Homestead's right back in business. Cupertino needs to get some type of drive going here. We've seen a couple first downs, but that's been pretty much it. Penalties. Got to have a clean drive right here to get back in this ball game.
Yeah, they have to be as error-free as possible here. Certainly the game not out of reach by any means, but certainly some points required on this drive. Be first and 10 then. Cupertino from their own 29-yard line. 11:44 to go in this first half of play. Pizzetti under center, single back behind. Hands off to Mitchell Dang. Spins off a player to about the 34. And a good carry there on first down.
Yeah, good blocking up front. Good block by the fullback. And Dang, nice spin move, as you said. As we take a look, Dang a little too fast even for our cameras sometimes. He has a really great burst up the middle.
Mitchell Dang, of course, one of the seniors here for Pioneers tonight, honored in a pregame ceremony. All of us at KMVT as always wish the seniors all the best in their future endeavors, and emotions always high on the final regular season home game. So we'll go with a like 2 tight end set here. Send the man in motion and hand off back inside to Dang. And gets a good gain and might have dived across for a first down. And we'll see now when they spot the ball. It looks like he should be close. Yeah, they've signaled first down.
Again, great patience by Dang. Behind the line, waiting for that hole to open. Sometimes it only takes a second, and a lot of young running backs just want to hit that hole hard. A little stutter step there, finding his way, and then, again, Dang is only 5'6", 150 pounds, but he plays like a guy much bigger than that. You can see him fighting for extra yards there. He looks like he's one of the bigger backs, a more bruising back than he would be considering his size.
Justin Chang also there helped out, coming across to make a block in front to allow Dang to spring for that first down. It is first and 10 from their own 40. Pizzetti dropping back, looking for a receiver down the sideline, looking for Nathan Dwong, puts it up and almost caught, almost intercepted as well. A jump ball there, and I think Mateo Manjarres really had a chance to pick that one off.
Oh, he did. That ball a little bit underthrown. I didn't think it should be thrown at all. Manjarres was with him step for step the entire way. And as you can see, ball should have been to the outside there. The sideline was there as well. So not a lot of space to throw that ball. I'm sure Pizzetti would like to have that one back.
Manjarres, the interceptions leader for this Mustangs team with 4 on the season so far. And I think judging by his reaction after the play, that should have been his 5th. 10:22 to go, 2nd and 10 then for the Pioneers. Go with an I formation here and 2 tight end set. And a timeout called by Cupertino. 10:22 to go, 2 touchdown lead for the Mustangs. We're back here at Cupertino High School. 2nd and 10 for the Pioneers. And going with a 2 tight end set. Chang goes in motion. Dang, nice stutter step there at the line of scrimmage. Cuts back inside, down to about the 45. And it seems like at the moment the Pioneers are finding something that's working for them on offense. Load up the line of scrimmage and hand off to the senior.
Yeah, really no need for the play action passes that have not been very successful so far. You see Justin Chang again, great block in the backfield, opening a lane for Dang. As we take another look, Dang, room to run. 5-6 yards to carry. That's something if you can consistently reproduce it. We saw yesterday, Stanford, Oregon. Stanford barely threw the ball at all, and they were very successful against that high-flying Oregon attack.
2 receiver, 2 running back set here for Pizzetti. Play action, has time, fires incomplete. He was looking for Michael Hune on the out route, but just couldn't find the target there. And another promising Cupertino drive stalls and a kicking situation on its way.
Yeah, I don't really understand the play call here. The running game, as we're saying, having a lot of success, but when they've gone back to pass, the pressure that Homestead has put on Pizzetti has made him throw inaccurately because he really has no time to throw right now based on the blitzes and the push from the defensive line.
And I think a big part of that incomplete pass is the fact that Derek Rositas leapt in front of Pizzetti and had a big paw up there in front of the quarterback. Kicking situation then on 4th down. And that's going to be a flag here near side. There was a collision between Miller and Shea Navo.
It looks like Nievo is a little shaken up now after that huge collision. Should be a penalty against Homestead of some kind.
And it was Brian Erickson, the man that alertly picked the ball up and started running with it. Let's see, here's the replay. They're going to slow it down. Yeah, he got a push.
Looks like a block in the back.
Yeah. Miller not pleased. And also was right in front of the official. I mean,
Oh, yeah, and on those punt returns, you see a lot of penalties like that. You always wonder, that's the kind of stuff the official is exactly looking for. Right in front of them, easy call.
Homestead. Homestead will take over.
So say it's a holding penalty against Homestead. It's going to push them back to their own 20. They'll start 1st and 10. Holloway with split backs and receivers to each side. Little trickery there at the line of scrimmage. Play action. Firing downfield is Holloway. Has a receiver open and makes a tremendous catch.
Wow.
What a grab by Brian Erickson. Inside Cupertino half of the field.
And after the last play went for a long touchdown run by Holloway, you knew that defense was selling out for the run. I thought actually Cupertino did a good job. There were 2 guys back there. Just a better catch by Erickson, turning his body around. As we take a look at the replay, plenty of time for Holloway.
Cupertino going to waste no time here, and they hand off to Rositas. Powers forward across the 45 to about the 40. And I think Homestead here are sensing perhaps an opportunity to take this game by the scruff of the neck. Wasting no time here in the huddle. They're really putting pressure on this Pioneer defense here at the moment. A gain of 8 by Rositas on the carry. 2nd down and 1 to go with 8:50. Holloway slipped there as he handed off to Rositas inside, but it's still good enough for a 1st down.
That was an athletic handoff, if you can ever call one that, because you're right, Holloway was going down. I didn't think he'd be able to hand that ball off, but did a nice job. And you're right, the pace of the game picking up quite considerably for Homestead.
Quick to the line of scrimmage here, 1st and 10, Mustangs. Send Alamandi in motion, they hand off to Cheng. That's Tim Cheng, the man on the carry here for the Mustangs, and that's a good carry for the senior. And he should be just about a yard shy of another 1st down.
You see at least 3 men in the backfield usually for Homestead, and you wonder who they're going to hand the ball off to. Cupertino, their defense a little bit on their heels, as take a look at the wide receiver getting the carry that time. That's Tim Cheng.
Boy, Justin Marengo there, he was the one that sprung the block. They hand off inside. And another change and a handoff to the running back, and he's going to be stopped just shy, I think, of the goal line. That's a handoff to Devon Crittle, the sophomore, with his 1st carry of the night.
A late flag on the play in the backfield. Looks like it might be against Cupertino of some kind. We'll have to see what that is, but yeah, another nice run. Great tackle at the goal line. That one looked like Crittle was going to take it into the end zone, but shoelace tackle, we'll see what the penalty is, as we have an injured player down for Cupertino.
Yes, it seems like he caught the cleats of Crittle as he was dragged to the ground. We didn't see the Pioneer player that made the tackle. Boy,
So we take a look at the play again.
Ooh, yeah, you see it right there as he goes to the ground. Yeah. Catches him, looks like right under the shoulder pad, like right in the armpit perhaps. So you hope to play it down here for the Pioneers.
Obviously hope it's nothing serious, as looks like Homestead's going to be called for a holding penalty that's going to erase that huge play, but Cupertino's first concern here is, of course, over their fallen teammate.
.7:59 here on the injury timeout. Homestead on the move, leading this game 14-0. The injured player, Alex Go, for the Pioneers, leaving the field under his own power after being down on the turf for a couple minutes. So we certainly hope he's okay. Certainly a crucial touchdown-saving tackle there, to be sure. But comes up injured after the play. He'll bring it over the sideline. Now, in the meantime, there was a holding penalty against Homestead, so that negates the tremendous run of Devon Crittle that we saw on the previous play.
Interesting call, because it looked like the ref threw that one very late, and I was expecting some kind of late hit penalty, or at least a holding penalty, to be farther down the field. But you see where they're placing the ball at around the 40-yard line. They say the holding penalty happened right at the start of the run, pretty much. So that negates the huge run, and Homestead's but they're still getting just these huge holes, even despite their holding penalties, keeping them back just a little bit at bay.
Rositas and Alamandi here are the running backs behind Holloway. Play action all kinds of time. Fires downfield, has an open receiver, makes the catch at the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and he's into the end zone. Joseph Faria, touchdown, Mustangs.
Wow. And again, the play action working to perfection there. This time, Cupertino secondary getting a little bit lost, and this isn't Joseph Fourier, the Detroit Tigers tight end. It's Joseph Faria making a great catch as we take a look. Able to get into the end zone despite Mitchell Dang's best efforts to bring him down near the goal line again.
Boy, does Holloway look sharp so far in this game. Catches his receiver in stride, sold the play action brilliantly. Breck is on to attempt the extra point. It is up, and it is good. 7:42 to go, first half of play. It's all Homestead at the moment. They lead 21-0.
Mom,
What?
you can't find Ichabod.
What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
21-0. Mustangs lead here in the second quarter of play. And Holloway has already rushed for a 74-yard touchdown throw. Now has a touchdown pass as well. Another squib kick fielded by the Pioneers inside their own 20. A short return here, and a rugby scrum turns up here at the end of the play. And they'll say it's whistled down around the Pioneer 26-yard line or so. First and 10 coming up for the Pioneer offense.
And for Cupertino, yet again, big drive to try and keep themselves into this game. 7:33 to go in the second quarter. There's time for sure to come back, but sustaining drives has not been their forte so far tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty much been the story of the game so far for the Pioneers. We said on the previous possession it was imperative that they at least came away with some points. Right now, Homestead is very much in control of this game. First and 10 then. Posetti, quick drop, fires, it's tipped at the line of scrimmage. That should be an incomplete pass. I think it is.
Yeah, incomplete.
Certainly Thomas Holm wanted a fumble there and dived on the ball, but
take a look at the replay. He just read the quarterback's eyes, got right in the passing lane. And again, Holm getting some great pressure, the senior defensive tackle. 6'3", 225, so in a game, as you said, not a lot of big players. He is one of the bigger guys out there for Homestead.
And certainly Posetti's arm was going forward there as the ball awkwardly slipped from his grasp. But not the best of starts to this drive. Second and 10 then coming up for the Pioneers. I formation offset to the left side here for Posetti. Quick turn and handoff inside as they give to the running back. That's to Justin Cheng. And that's a decent carry. And I'll bring up a third and manageable.
Yeah, again, Cupertino can't fall in love with the pass. The running game's been good. Cheng, nice move, avoiding the tackle from Justin Miller, getting about 3 extra yards there, and very manageable. Only 1 yard to go here on third down.
8-yard carry then by Cheng on second down, brings up a third and short, and Posetti on the keeper. Boy, it's going to be close, but
I think he got it.
Yeah, I think he did too.
Marking it right at the 40-yard line.
That will move the chains.
Quick snap there, and Posetti, nice burst up ahead. Didn't have far to go, kind of just laid his body out there to pick up that first down.
Yeah, tucked in behind the center there and gained the 2 yards required for a fresh set of downs. First and 10 then Pioneers, man in motion left to right. Quick pass is caught by Michael Hune, and that's a great reception and yards after the catch. That's good enough for another first down.
That ball was thrown perfectly in front of Hune so he could run after the catch. Nicely done by Posetti. As we see, just a quick snap and right in stride. He couldn't have scripted that better for Hune to get a good run there.
Had to thread the needle there on that throw because he had an on-rushing Mustang defender with his arm up. So
what's new?
Had to be accurate there, and he was. Back-to-back first downs then for the Pioneers inside the Homestead half of the field. Now first 10 to give to Dang inside, and he's wrapped up as Jake Cervantes makes the tackle.
See that carry, and Dang really had nowhere to go. Again, not a lot of holes opening up the middle, but a little bit of success running in now with that swing pass, throwing to the outside. We'll see. how Cupertino wants to play this one. On 2nd and long, I think they should stick with the run game or go with the short pass again.
Just a yard gained on the carry. Brings up a 2nd down and 9 from the Homestead 43-yard line. Man goes in motion, offset eye, quick drop from Pozzetti, and he's wrapped up. Derek Rositas with the sack as he brings down the sophomore. And concern here for the Cupertino quarterback because he took a shot there at the end of the play.
What a two-way player Rositas is.
Yeah.
My God, he is everywhere on this field. So we take another look at the replay, and this is what I was concerned about. Throwing back, dropping back, they were trying to throw long, and Pozzetti took a huge hit. You don't want to see your starting star quarterback, only a sophomore, take a hit like that. Looks like he's going to stay in the game, though. That's good news for Cupertino.
We talked about Rositas' prowess in offense with over 1,000 yards on over 100 carries and 18 touchdowns, but he's also the 3rd leading tackler, 53 combined solo and assisted tackles on the season. So he is no doubt a valuable asset to this Homestead team, and more importantly, the sack now puts him back on 3rd down and about 15. They hand off to Deng. A couple of stutter steps there and a spin back across the original line of scrimmage, but it's going to be well shy of the 1st down mark. And a 4th down on its way.
Early decision time. You're down 21 points. You're in Homestead territory. I think you've got to go for it here, as Deng made this a manageable 4th down. I think if it was 4th and 15, they wouldn't, but 4th and 7, you got to go for it. Get yourself back in the game. Only 4 minutes to go before halftime.
Yeah, you got to take a shot here. Touchdown would certainly put Cupertino back into this game. Turnover on downs, though, would be a real crushing blow here. So Coach Chris Arnold and the young Anthony Pozzetti going over strategy here.
Looks like they might call timeout.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Yeah, I think they have to. I think they're going to send on the kicking unit.
Delay of game, they're just trying to get more yards for their punter to work with. Interesting. You don't see that in high school a lot because punters usually don't have the 40 to 50-yard legs they do in college and the NFL. But apparently a lot of confidence in their kicking game right here, and confidence in their defense to finally put a stop to a Homestead offense that's been clicking the last couple drives.
So Pioneer hopes depending on the boot of Alexis Silva here. Back deep for the Mustangs, Brian Erickson. Remember, he's already returned 1 punt this season for a touchdown. Will they have time to get off? Good kick. It's blocked at the line of scrimmage partly, but it will take a kind bounce. Boy, they've put so much pressure on the Pioneer special teams all right. And finally, they got to the kicker and just about got a hand on it.
But that's exactly why you go for it right there. You think about where they were at the original line of scrimmage as we see the block kick. That was a net gain of about 10 yards at the most. They took the 5-yard penalty, so punt ended up going about 15 yards. But was it really worth it not to at least try on 4th down there? You're down 21 points. I guess a lot of faith in your defense. That's what you're hoping for right now if you're the Pioneers.
And the Mustangs, as we saw on that previous drive, can move the ball at will. Not only on the ground, but through the air as well. 3 wide receivers, right side from the near side hash mark. They hand off to Rositas inside. I think he lost his footing there, a gain of about 2.
Yeah, exactly right. It looked like there was a little hole opening up in the 2nd level if he was able to get there. As we take a look, tried to cut back to the left. As you can see, the hole there, but trying to squeeze through made him lose his balance a little bit. That's a tough run for a running back, to squeeze yourself through a small hole like that.
Looks like his left foot maybe caught the leg of another player. Couldn't tell if it was a lineman or one of the Pioneers, but either way, a gain of about 2 brings up a 2nd down. They'll go with 3 wide receivers left side here. Pressure coming. Holloway bounces off a player, has time. Throws downfield, has a receiver open at the 35, makes the catch. What a grab by Brian Erickson once again.
Wow, and the escapability by Holloway there looked like he bumped into his own guy. Did not panic whatsoever as we take a look at Holloway's prowess to escape the pressure. That was a good push up front by Anthony Tung. And then the throw right on the money, and Erickson was open. Another big play. Erickson's come up huge in this game. Leading receiver, no surprise there. That's where Holloway was looking.
Erickson, the leading receiver, 18 catches, 336 yards coming into this game. A little reverse here as they hand off inside to Alamandi. They gave it to Rositas initially, and should be a gain of about 5, brings up a 2nd down, but Homestead once again threatening another big play, and now they're comfortably inside the red zone here.
Yeah, we were expecting a lot of this, a lot of rushing attack, but it's been Holloway's arm that's really been the difference so far. And these rushing lanes have opened up a lot.
3 running back set here. Alamandi has blockers in front right side. It's a good effort by the Pioneer defense to stay with the running back as number 64, William Liu, brings him down.
Yeah, that time, nothing going on the outside. I thought actually Cupertino on the previous play did a nice job staying in their lanes on the reverse. Alamandi really didn't have much room to run and didn't again on that last play. So 3rd and 4 coming up. Big time stop for Cupertino if they want it.
But as we've seen, Homestead have plenty of weapons here. Look over the 3 running back set. On the keeper, it's Holloway to the outside, dives to the pylon. He's in for 2nd touchdown of the night. A 9-yard touchdown run for the sophomore.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. And this is what we expected out of Holloway. You saw the 74-yard touchdown run before. And this one is, we're not quite able to see Holloway dive for the pylon, but he's a proficient runner. And when he's working on both the passing and rushing attacks like he is tonight, Homestead's a formidable opponent to beat.
To think he hasn't really had to run this season. He's carried the ball 47 times, 181 yards, but he's on his way to at least half that total so far in this game alone. The extra point up and good. 1:53 to go. It is all Mustangs as they lead 28-0.
To be a good father is the most important job in a man's life, but it doesn't have to be hard. Play catch, go to a park or visit a zoo. Help your child with their homework. Sit down together for dinner. Ask them how their day was. Things get busy, and sometimes we all fall short. But the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
All Mustangs here with 1:53 to go, 2nd quarter of play, and Jerome Holloway is making a strong case here for a player of the game award, if you like. 2 touchdowns on the ground, 1 through the air, and the Mustangs a comfortable lead here with a couple minutes shy of halftime. Here's a return from Cupertino. Looked like it was man on the return there.
It was good for about 20 yards on that return.
Kyle Ivakumovitz.
We'll just call him big number 33.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice return. I mean, 1:46 to go. That's plenty of time if you're able to move the ball down the field, but the Cupertino passing attack hasn't looked like it's been able to do anything against this Homestead front 7, especially putting pressure on Pizzetti almost every single time he's dropped back.
They've showed flashes of potential here with the empty backfield set here. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Pressure coming from Marengo looking for the sack. Does well to escape it, fires downfield, and that is going to be intercepted. Picked off by John Rack. Perhaps an ill-advised throw, but Pizzetti feeling the pressure there to be sure.
Again, yeah, Marengo unblocked. That play didn't have much of a chance to develop, and now
Pizzetti, I think he's down after the play.
Hurt. Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry.
As we take a look, Pizzetti rolling out to his right. Rositas was open if he had a little more oomph on the ball down the field, but that was a huge hit that he took right there, and you just hope he's okay.
Personal foul, roughing the passer against Homestead.
And as we take another look, they did call roughing the passer, so Cupertino will maintain the ball. It did look like Pizzetti threw that ball, yeah, well before the hit.
Oh, yeah, helmet to helmet.
That was an ill-advised decision there by Dylan Anyana.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that gets you thrown out of the game, especially at this level. But more worryingly, perhaps for the Pioneers there, is no one picked up Marengo there coming off the right side, and he was untouched going to the quarterback. So the helmet-to-helmet hit, the personal foul against Pizzetti, gives them a first down here at their own 45. They hand off inside to Cheng, spins free of a defender across midfield, and a gain of 6 there on first down.
Don't have to abandon the running game quite yet. Still 1:30, but you got to hurry up. And I'm surprised they're going back to the huddle as we see the run there by Cheng to get to midfield. Only 1:20. You gotta feel like if you're Cupertino, if you want to score here, gotta start to hurry things up.
Yeah, they certainly have to get a move on here. Just 70 seconds remaining in the half. 2 receivers set here in I formation behind Anthony Pizzetti. Play action. They do well to pick up the blitz. Throws downfield, looking for the receiver, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Mateo Manjarres, and he gets the interception he was looking for, but the flags fly at the end of the play. Could he have pushed off on the receiver?
Yeah, looks like they're going to call that one against Manjarres. I think there's 2 flags on the field, but I believe it was just 2 different refs signaling for pass interference. We'll take a look, see if we can see Manjarres push off at all. I didn't see much there. We didn't get a look from the other angle, but it looks like Manjarres didn't do much, and the refs are discussing it now. I think this penalty might be coming back if another ref can overturn it.
So the officials confer.
So Manjarres didn't catch that first one, made sure.
Yeah.
Nice grab with that second. Looked like he had some soft hands there.
Pass interference against the defense.
Wow.
Pass interference defense.
It don't seem like a generous call, I think. But
that's putting it mildly, unless there was something that happened earlier on the play.
But obviously the officials always have a much better view of it than we do. So
Looks
another break for the Pioneer offense, shall we say. And it's going to be a first down, and now it's all dependent on the spot of the ball here. Actually, no, excuse me, it's going to be first down Homestead. So, wait, hold on, let's see what's going on here. They're trying to figure out the position here on the pass interference call.
Yeah, I think there was another penalty they called. Looked like a personal foul against Cupertino that's going to offset the penalty. But still Cupertino ball. They'll have it around midfield again.
So 59 seconds remaining then in this first half of play. And Cupertino here with a 2nd down and 6 coming up from just inside their own half of the field. And Homestead, don't forget, will receive the ball to start the second half of play. So perhaps the best opportunity now for the Pioneers to get on the board.
First down.
At least try and get.
Sportsmanlike conduct against Cupertino.
So we've got first, so we're just making sure everything's straight here. It's 1st and 10, Pioneers from their own 49. Couple penalties, as we said. Play action from Prezzetti, fires across, passes caught at midfield, and nice yards after the catch there as number 28, Dylan Schutz, makes his 2nd catch of the game.
Yeah, that's how you beat pressure. You go with those little screens to your wide receivers and running backs. That might be open again in the second half if Cupertino can score here and try and get back in the game. Nice catch by Schutz. Ball a little high, but he was able to snag it.
Schutz is lining up at the tight end position here in the left side of the line. 3 wide receivers set. Quick draw from Prezzetti. Pass is caught by Michael Hune. And they're going to have to hustle here now. 28 seconds to go in this first half of play. And that stops the clock with 28.5 seconds to go. So back-to-back completed passes in for the Pioneers. And looking to keep things going here. 1st down and 10. Another quick draw from Prezzetti. Steps up in the pocket, keeps it himself. Good run here across the 35, spins down to about the 32. And a timeout called.
Yeah, Prezzetti again felt the pressure coming, decided to tuck and run. That was the right decision as Homestead playing against the long pass. Cupertino has tried this a bunch this game, faking the quick outside hitter and then trying to go long with their wide receivers, but that hasn't been working very well. KMVT thanks our sponsor, the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, for bringing you this season of high school sports coverage. Make sure to choose your PAMF doctor today.
Well, you think they've got at least 2 opportunities for the end zone here with just under 16 seconds to go in this first half of play.
Oh, completely. The question is, will Prezzetti even have the time to go back, throw the ball into the end zone? Up for grabs, we saw it. You probably don't want to throw it Manjarres' way. He's a pretty stout cornerback there, interception leader. So we'll have to see. Cupertino hasn't had much success blocking for Prezzetti, giving him time to throw into the end zone. We might see one more quick hitter, I think, here before they make an attempt.
Ronak Mara is going to be at the receiver position here on the left side for Cupertino. 2nd down and 4. They're going to look for Mara down the sideline, and he's tripped up. That's surely a flag, and it is. I got that wrong. It was Amon Paulos there for Cupertino receiver, and that's going to be pass interference against the defense.
Yeah, that one was clear. Manjarres completely got tangled up with the receiver as we take a look, going for the end zone. And you know what? It actually wasn't too much of a push. It was a little bit.
He caught his leg. It looked.
Yeah, Paulus just losing his footing a bit as he was trying to beat Maharis for the ball.
So it's pass interference defense.
Pass interference against Homestead.
Well, this certainly is the Pioneers' best chance of getting points on the board. The only thing now, the clock certainly not in their favor.
10 seconds left, though. Again, 2 attempts at the end zone probably coming up. But you can't take a sack here, and for Cupertino, no guarantee for that.
So it's 1st and 10. Pioneers then from their own 8-yard line. So real opportunity now for the Pioneers to get on the board and give this big home crowd something to cheer about. And a timeout called by Homestead. That's their first. 10 seconds to go in the first half of play. 28-0, the Mustangs in control.
Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see some change.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people. Connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
First down and goal to go. Take a look at Coach Milo Lewis, the former Crimson Tide player in his playing days. Was drafted into the NFL back in 2001. First and goal to go then for the Pioneers from the near side hash mark. We'll go with 2 wide receiver set. You want to keep an eye here on Dylan Schutz. He's lined up at tight end left side here. Send a receiver in motion. Pizzetti drops back, pressure coming, does well to elude it. Runs into his own player. Rositas brings him down. Unlucky there was Pizzetti, but Derek Rositas, like a mind possessed. It's not to be denied.
It's a good way of describing it there. Rositas, along with friends, I mean, tons of pressure again in the backfield. And you just wonder how much abuse can Pizzetti take as another big hit by Rositas. He does a great job of just making sure to tackle people with their bodies more than anything. And we've got an injured Cupertino player, and that looks like it's Dylan Schutz, the big wide receiver slash tight end, who's already been a big factor in this game so far.
Has 2 catches on the night. But you're right, the young quarterback is certainly taking some shots here in this game tonight. Just a second, we'll call it a second and a half remaining in the half, and it seems like this last 30 seconds of this half have taken longer than the entire game up until this point. Shoots back up on his feet, and appears he'll come over to the, well, go back into the huddle then for the, perhaps not, well, what we would assume would be the final play of the half. Yeah, Shoots comes over the sideline, and Benjamin Murray comes on to replace him.
And now backed up for Cupertino, I think you might just see a fade to the end zone, because having these plays develop is giving Pizzetti no time to see anything over this onrush of defensive players in his face. We'll have to see. I mean, a running play is not a bad option here, too. You have one play no matter what.
I think they're going to kick the field goal here. They've sent on Alexis Silva, and the R&D going to just go for the points here.
Interesting, down 28.
Alexis Silva in for the field goal attempt.
So it should be about 22-yard field goal or so coming up for the Pioneers. Silva right-footed kicker. And Pizzetti will hold to try and put the Pioneers on the board here. Final play of the half. Snap is good. Kick is up on its way. It is good. The Pioneers are on the board as time expires at the end of the first half, but it's been all Mustangs here at the half from Cupertino High School. It's Homestead 28, Cupertino 3. We'll be back in just a little bit for the second half of play. Don't go anywhere.
KMVT15 Silicon Valley Media is a nonprofit community media and television station that has been serving the community since 1982. Each year, KMVT trains hundreds of adults and youth in video production, claymation, field production, and digital literacy. In 2012, we launched a $500,000 Go Digital Capital campaign to begin upgrading our analog equipment to digital. This would allow us to stay current with the technologies that folks utilize in their everyday lives. We want to thank the City of Los Altos, Cupertino, and our volunteers for supporting our digital campaign. In doing so, last year we raised over $125,000, which allowed us to begin crucial upgrades to our studio. Our first upgrades began with a brand new control room and a digital switcher. The digital switcher allows us to provide green screen opportunities, live interactive productions utilizing Google Hangouts and Skype, and to stream live to YouTube and Ustream. The monies raised also allowed us to put the same switcher into our production truck that allows us to provide full coverage of local sports with a 3-camera replay system. Our other large investment was a full digital playback system. The system allows producers to submit digital files from home. We can run the channel for a full 24 hours. We also are streaming on peg.tv through Roku. This offers our producers a much wider distribution platform to a much larger audience. All of this has been made possible in the last year with your donations. As our campaign continues, we need to upgrade the rest of our equipment to high definition. The next purchases will be cameras, lights, and audio gear. Please support KMVT15 in raising its next round of funding to complete its Go Digital Capital campaign. Thank you again to our supporters for understanding the importance of these upgrades. By investing in KMVT15, you are enabling us to provide low-cost training, new technologies, and a community voice. Again, we thank you for your support. Donate today.
Back at Cupertino High School then for the second half of play, and barring a last-second field goal for the Pioneers at the end of the first half of play, it's been all Homestead leading 28-3, and a lot of that the responsibility of their super sophomore quarterback Jerome Holloway. 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 for 74 yards, 1 for 9, and also a 45-yard touchdown pass to his receiver Joseph Faria. And really a dominant opening half for the Mustangs. And to make matters worse for the Pioneers, they will receive, or they will kick, excuse me, to start the third quarter play. The Mustangs will receive. They're going from left to right on your screens in the white uniforms with the green trim. Cupertino going from right to left with the red uniforms and the yellow socks. And squib kick is almost fumbled there by Homestead. And they're finally able to come up with it, as it looked like it was number 29, Devon Krettel, the man, finally dive on the ball.
Yeah, that would have been a big opening for Cupertino if they were able to recover that. It almost looked like it was a long onside kick attempt, because for a squib kick, it didn't go very far. But unfortunately for the Pioneers, no such luck for them tonight.
This Homestead offense has had little trouble moving the ball tonight, both on the ground and in the air as well. They'll hand off here on first down as Tim Cheng gets the carry, and he'll maybe get a yard. Let's see, here's the replay.
Yeah, rushing to the left side, and yeah, I don't think he even really got a yard there. We'll see where they spot it. But for Cupertino, you know Homestead's going to come out running the ball, trying to kill a little clock. We'll see how their run defense is going to step up to the challenge.
Trio of Pioneers there on the tackle. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 coming up with 11:07 to go in the third quarter of play. 2 wingbacks here, 1 to each side. Allowing Holloway to drop back, firing downfield, looking for Erickson, and makes another catch at the 35. Boy, Brian Erickson's having a heck of a game here tonight. Another fine catch.
My God, and that ball was underthrown. You saw Erickson adjust his route. He slowed up as Holloway, Homestead having no trouble throwing the ball, even with this big lead. Holloway, yeah, as you can see, a little underthrown. Erickson adjusts nicely, and Erickson is just having himself a career night.
He's made 3 spectacular catches downfield. They hand off in the end around. This is to Tim Cheng once again. And Cheng, 3 yards or so on the carry, brings up a 2nd down.
Yeah, looking to get Cheng a little bit more involved in the offense. perhaps, as we take another look. Again, left end around. Some nice moves by Chang, but not much running room there.
What must be nice for Coach Lewis here is he's got a deep roster here, especially at the running back position. We've seen Devon Criddle carry the ball, and now we've seen Tim Chang on this drive. They've also got Rositas and Alamandi, don't forget, as well. And they'll both line up in the backfield here behind Holloway. They'll hand off inside to Rositas as he bounces inside. For a gain of a couple, I'll bring up a third and about 4 to go.
Yeah, Rositas, you know, I'm actually been a little surprised he hasn't gotten more carries so far this game. Looks like they've been trying to mix it up, as you said, to a variety of different backs, but another strong run by Rositas, and you can see how he turns out as many yards as he has, as we said before, over 1,000 yards. Pretty impressive.
Well, this is the challenge of this time of the year as well. You want to keep your guys fresh for the playoff push upcoming. You fake the handoff to Holloway, and he blocks in front here as Holloway should have a first down behind the blocking of Rositas. Finally gets pushed back, but I think he had enough forward progress to garner a first down. Going back to that, I mean, at this time of year, you want your guys to be fresh. Perhaps taking a little bit of the load off Rositas here as we see Holloway, I think, has enough progress there for a first down.
Yeah, and we'll see where they spot it. Looks like, oh, they're saying fourth down. Wow. I thought from that replay, it did look like the ball crossed the first down marker, but spot not very favorable for Homestead.
Single back here, wing backs to each side. Rositas, the man in the backfield. You figure he's the man that's going to get the ball here. They turn and hand off, and they stop him. Rositas on the second effort. I don't think he got it. Great effort by the Pioneer defense. A turnover on downs. And, well, that's the way to make a statement here to start the second half of play and keep the Mustangs off the board.
Definitely, and they sold out right there to stop the run on the inside. I know the play was for Rositas on the inside, but Chang, if they had handed the ball off to him on the sweep, he had plenty of room to get that first down probably. But credit Cupertino, great push up front. They were expecting that run up the middle for sure from Rositas.
The line collapsed in front of Rositas. He really had nowhere to go as he was dragged down. Quick handoff here on first down to the running back. I think that was to Justin Chang. And a gain of about 2.
So we'll see how Cupertino responds on offense. At the end of the first half, it was an awkward drive, I would say, helped by penalties, but they were able to drive down the field, get that field goal. We'll see if they can maybe sustain a drive without the help of some pass interference calls down the field.
They've got to try and protect their young quarterback a little better than they did in the first half of play. In particular, the play of Justin Marengo, particularly worrying for Coach Arnold. They'll hand off inside here to the running back. We'll go across the 25 to about 27. I'll bring up a third and about 4 to go.
Looks like there is a Homestead player down. I didn't see exactly what happened, but there was a big scrum there, as there always is in the middle of the offensive and defensive line. And we'll see. Not much to gander from that, but it is David Almas down for Homestead.
Wasn't quite sure who the ball carrier that was that time for Cupertino. Good gain, though, however, and as they tend to the injured player here, that is indeed number 55, David Almas, the senior captain, heading over to the sideline. So he'll take a play off here as they tend to him. And in the meantime, the Pioneers, with 7:58 to go in the third quarter of play, have a third and certainly manageable distance coming up here. They need to get to their own 30-yard line for a fresh set of downs. They send a few men in motion here, a couple wing backs each side, single receiver out right. They hand off to Mitchell Dang, and he's wrapped up, nowhere to go. Good open field tackle there by Homestead as they bring him down, and that's Derek Rositas. Who else on the tackle?
Yeah, Rositas. I mean, talk about staying in your lanes, guarding against that cutback from Dang, and he was right there to make that tackle. As we take a look, again, just not much room there, and Rositas just quick off the ball, able to get into the backfield and guard against that little cutback from Rositas. Or Dang, excuse me.
So the drive stalls in for Cupertino, and kicking situation coming up here on fourth down, back deep for Homestead, Brian Erickson. And that kick was almost blocked again. Actually, I think they did get a little piece of that one. Again, another kind Cupertino bounce over midfield down to about the Homestead 45-yard line or so. And after a good statement by this Cupertino defense, forcing a turnover on downs. The offense unable to move the ball, and now this high-powered Homestead offense back out on the field with 6:58 to go in the third quarter of play.
Yeah, it must be a little deflating for that Cupertino D. They make that big stop, and then the offense goes 3 and out, and it's a quick 3 and out at that. Not the best start to the second half for Cupertino. They need to score some points early.
And we're going to have a changing quarterback here as they bring on Trey Offman, the senior, on to replace Holloway. So we wonder if it's just for this drive or if it's for the rest of the game. There was a handoff inside to Ryan Alamandi. We haven't called his name to running back position much since his early touchdown back in the first quarter of play. But Holloway, an outstanding game so far. And certainly, if Coach Lewis is giving him the rest of the night off, it is well-deserved. Offman turns and hands off to Alamandi. Back-to-back carries then. Across midfield, and with a little extra push and assistance from his teammates, he's across midfield into Pioneer territory.
Yeah, and you talk about Offman, only 11 attempted throws on the year. Already thrown 3 interceptions, though, and that's perhaps why he hasn't seen maybe more playing time, but some good experience. You always want your backup quarterback to get some game action here, and for Offman, this is a great opportunity. Your team up 28-3, obviously, but I wouldn't be surprised if Homestead has a couple passing plays for him just to test him out.
Alamandi gets his name called for the third consecutive play, but whistles blow, and this one I think is coming back. False start against the offense. And really not for Offman. This is his assignment here is just to manage this offense and ensure that keeps this offense going, keeps the momentum going, and hopefully scoring some points as well.
You couldn't have two different quarterbacks in terms of physicality. Offman is actually 6'5", 200 pounds, so very tall, can see over the defense, whereas Holloway only 5'9", but obviously no problem for him as we get another flag. Looks like another false start.
Rare in this day and age, especially to see two undersized quarterbacks. You know, both, you know, you think 6 foot is the benchmark for a high school quarterback, but both guys, both starters here, Prezzetti and Holloway, well below that threshold. Penalty against Cupertino.
Penalty against Cupertino, too many men on the field.
12 men on the field, and well, the penalties certainly haven't helped the Pioneers' cause tonight, and the old 12 men on the field, the officials will get that every time.
Yeah,
and what would have been a 3rd and 8 is now a 3rd and 3 here for Offman and the Mustang offense. Send a man in motion. Offman turns, hands off to Alamandi inside. Should have the push for first down. Finally pushed back by the Pioneer defenders.
Spotting it looks like right at the first down line as we take a look. Alamandi getting himself into the action here, and good hard run again. But for Cupertino, that penalty, a killer. You just had Homestead shoot themselves in the foot, and then you give those yardage right back up. You think Cupertino has one more game on the year at Los Altos. They need to clean a lot of this stuff up. I mean, it's late in the year, but cleaning up these penalties is key going forward, if not for this game, then certainly the next.
Yeah, they play on the 16th, so next Saturday. Homestead wrapping up their regular season schedule tonight. And the first down given. Offman over the sideline for a quick word. Certainly doing his job at the moment, taking time off the clock and slowly but surely taking this Mustang offense down the field. Haven't seen him throw the ball yet. Certainly behind this offensive line, we haven't had a lot of problems moving the ball. Offman, all kinds of time, throws, pass is caught by Tim Cheng, and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Just a little shovel pass there to get him going. I think a pretty good play call to maybe build some confidence in your quarterback.
That was good for about a yard, brings up a 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, it appears at this point that unless Holloway is picked up some sort of injury, that it looks like Offman will be the captain of the ship here the rest of the way. Hand off to Rositas, spins off a play. Oh, takes a shot at the end of the play. My goodness. Rositas will be feeling that one in the morning. helped up by his teammates. Jordan McNutt there, the player to level him there at the end of the play.
Yeah, maybe some retribution of all the big hits Rositas has had, both blocking and defensively.
Bang, takes the helmet right to the chest there, and down he goes. 3rd down and 12. Offman is going to look to throw. Pass is caught. Right around the 1st down markers, Joseph Faria making his 2nd catch of the night. And that's good enough for 1st down. So Offman now with 2 completions on the drive.
Yeah, nice pass by the lefty. Had time back there. Nice accurate throw, even with the defender right in his face. And yeah, Faria with his 2nd catch, as you mentioned. Only 4 receptions coming into this game, though he did have 134 receiving yards on the year.
Now, we did say at the beginning of the game that the Homestead quarterback position would be a game-time decision. They soon feel that Holloway has done enough for his team tonight. That's a handoff to Rositas, and he's wrapped up, nowhere to go. Great tackle in the backfield, and that's number 78, Anthony Tung, giving the home crowd something to cheer about there with a great tackle of Derek Rositas.
Yeah, not faked at all on that little delay handoff. Tung, wow, 1 tackle, or 1 hand on that tackle. Brilliant job there, getting off his blocker and still being able to find Rositas in the backfield.
Loss of 5 yards or so on that carry brings up 2nd down and 15. The clock continues to tick down, 3.5 minutes to go. Offman drops back, pass is caught by Alamandi out of the backfield, down the sideline, across the 20 to about the 15 before he's finally wrapped up.
Nice job again by Hoffman. He's been very accurate here in his short time on the field. Little play action again, and that's been key for Homestead all game long. Play action has been having Cupertino bite, especially in that linebacking core, and wide open receivers and running backs, that time Alamandi.
Delayed give inside. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage there, and Alamandi the man on the carry. And they have some versatile players to Homestead here. We've seen Alamandi's adapt to catching the ball as well as running it as well. Rositas, of course, we talked about his play on both sides of the ball tonight, and Coach Lewis has to be pleased with the way that his team is playing, especially at this time of the season as well.
Yeah, in high school, two-way players are so key because you might not have enough athletes to really field 11 on each side of the ball. So versatility, huge in any good high school football team.
2:34 and counting here, 3rd quarter of play. They hand off to Alamandi, right side, has blockers in front, turns the corner to the 5, and he is in for his 2nd touchdown of the evening.
Flags on the play, though. They were thrown late. I'm not sure if this one's coming back or not, but Alamandi, I think Cupertino's been a little surprised by his speed on the outside there. Little hesitation, but then got going. Easily got to the corner. But this one might be called back.
It's holding against Homestead, so that will come back. So a little discussion here as they figure out where they'll place the ball in for this next play.
I think they're trying to figure out maybe where the holding penalty was committed.
What would have been Alamandi's 2nd touchdown of the night. It's negated by the holding call, so it's going to push them back across their own 20 now. Down almost to their own, or down to about the 33. Wow, it's like The Price is Right. That one game where the guy goes up the slope, and you wonder how long he's going to go for. So they needed to get to their. They need to get to the 4 for a fresh set of downs. So they're looking here at a 2nd down, and very long from their own, or from the Pioneer 33-yard line. 3 running backs here. Play action from Offman. Fires downfield. Oh, what a grab made by John Rack. Tremendous catch.
Rack, it says here listed at 6'2", and he needed every inch of that frame to make the catch. Another bullet, though, from Offman. I've been very impressed by the speed off his balls. It looked pretty mobile there, going away from perhaps a strong hand. You see a lot of lefty quarterbacks rolling out to their left, but he rolled out to his right, still able to throw accurately, and as you said, phenomenal catch by Rack.
Probably, I mean, we've seen some spectacular catches from this Mustang offense tonight, and that might have been the best of them all. Brings up a 3rd down and 12 now. Offman looks for the end zone, has a receiver, and it's through the hands of the defender. That was through the hands of Avikamovitz there. Boy, might have liked his chances there. And
yeah, let's take a look as double coverage right there, and Avikamovitz just a little high and out of his reach, but good effort by him. 4th and 12, we'll have to see if Homestead, it looks like they're going for it. I don't know if this is in their field goal kicker's range or not.
yeah, it is indeed a 4th down. It would be about a 32-yard kick if they were to go for it here, but they look like they're going to go for the end zone here. Now, Cupertino's already stopped him once for turnover on downs. Dropping back is off man, looking left side, has a receiver open, makes the catch, touchdown. Mustangs is Brian Erickson with the touchdown reception.
Who else? But we have another flag on the play. We'll have to see if this one's coming back as well. Erickson got wide open, though, in the end zone. I mean, not a defender inside. Little juke move to the left side of the field.
Holding, Cupertino.
And the story of the night is how much time they've given. The protection has been outstanding for Mustangs tonight. They have given the touchdown, so it's a 15-yard touchdown pass from Offman to Erickson. Now both quarterbacks for Homestead have thrown touchdown passes on the night, and now Erickson will hold for John Rack's extra point attempt here with 1:52 to go. Extra point kick is up, and it is good. Homestead increased that lead to 32 with 1:52 to go. It's 35-3 Mustangs.
Homestead 35, Cupertino 3.
35-3, the Mustangs in command here at Cupertino High School. And following backup quarterback Trey Offman's touchdown pass to Brian Erickson, we now have 4 different scores on the evening for the Mustangs. Kick fielded right around the goal line here by Michael Hune, and his return across the 20 to about the 23. 1:44 then for Anthony Pizzetti in the Pioneer offense.
Evan Williams also helping out.
It'll be interesting to see how long they stick with Pizzetti, too, because getting blown out 35-3, he's taken a beating already tonight. Do you really want to risk your sophomore quarterback sticking back out there? Certainly one series is probably good. You're still 32 points. Crazier things have happened, but at a certain point, I think you have to make a decision. Maybe save your sophomore for the last game of the year.
Pizzetti then will go on to Santi here. 2 wingbacks, 1 to each side, and receiver out right side, single back. Mustangs bring the pressure. Pass is caught over on the far side by Nathan Duong. And a gain of about 4 brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, nice, quick, short pass. Pizzetti throwing it very accurately to Duong as we take a look. Getting the ball out quick, so key against this Homestead defense that supplies pressure on almost every play.
John Rack, the man on the tackle left for the Mustangs. That brings up a 2nd down and 6 from their own 27-yard line. 1:10 and counting here in the 3rd quarter of play. Duong goes in motion from right to left. Pizzetti on the toss. Sweep to the left side. Nice run here by Alvin Dew. It's about the 29-yard line or so. A gain of a couple, and a 3rd down and 4 coming up.
Yeah, for Dew, I mean, if he was able to break that one tackle, it looked like there was some room ahead of him, and I thought he was able to do it. Did a nice job of being patient, waiting for a hole to develop. Really wasn't one, though, that ever came about, so only able to gain a couple yards here as the 3rd quarter ticking down inside of 40 seconds.
Yeah, perhaps time for one more play, maybe 2 here for the team switch ends one more time for the 4th quarter of play. 35-3, the Mustangs in control, and a 3rd down and 4 here for the Pioneers. Final instructions from Pizzetti to his teammates. 2 receivers, bunch right side. Dropping back, Pizzetti looking right side. Pass is caught. And a nice grab made there by Michael Hune. And that should be good enough for a 1st down.
Kuhn took a beating over the middle there, too. Nice job hanging onto that ball, knowing he was going to take that hit from one of the safeties. So getting the ball out quick yet again, little slant over the middle. As we take a look at Pizzetti throwing it accurately right to Kuhn and taking the hit from David Almas.
Right in the numbers there, the throw, and second completion of the drive. The clock expires and the end of the third quarter. 12 minutes of football remain from Cupertino High School. It's Homestead 35, Cupertino 3.
As a busy mom of 3 kids, I find it extremely convenient to access My Health Online. My Health Online's messaging service allows me to keep in close contact with our doctor.
Being able to email the doctor with questions gave us assurance that they do take an interest in the patients. That's why we've been with PAN for more than 10 years and keep adding members, the newest member.
Welcome to the Day Worker Center of Mountain View, founded in 1996. Here we connect employers with workers. We take pride in our excellent service and reliable workers, and it shows. Call or drop in anytime from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Saturday. Just tell us the job and we'll find you a worker. Workers can help you move, do yard work, clean, and more.
Start of the fourth quarter then. And a fresh set of downs for the Pioneer offense. Pizzetti turns and hands off to the running back across the 40 to the 45. Good carry there. And that might be good enough for another first down. Flags fly in at the end of the play. It was Alvin Dew on the carry.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't negate Dew getting some nice yardage there. Look at the ball. Almost scored it out of his hands there at the beginning of the carry, but able to secure it, run down the field. We'll see if this one's coming back, though.
Nice to see the senior here with some contributions on this drive, a couple of decent carries. But a flag flies at the end of the play right after Dew was wrestled to the ground. So officials here with the notebook out and writing some things down here. So
interesting.
Yeah, not often you see the official here with a, let's see what the call is. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Cupertino.
We'll have to take a look. I mean, I didn't see anything egregious just as the play was happening. Maybe it was something someone said on the field, because didn't look, at least from up here, like there was any huge hit or unnecessary roughness type situation.
The official over the side, they're actually having a word with Dew here. Coach Arnold out as well. Well, again, penalties have not been kind to the Pioneers tonight. Dew is taken out of the huddle as he's replaced by Mitchell Dang. So you can only assume something said after the tackle was made, which is a shame because he got in enough yards for a first down.
Yeah, and really, you think about it, you're down 35-3. I can't believe he was talking too much trash to the opposing side. Who knows what went on the field.
Either way, it's cost the Pioneers a first down. They still have a first down, but now they need to get to their own 47-yard line for a fresh set of downs, an opportunity to move the chains. Now the officials are stepping in between players here. They wanted to say second down. So second down, 15 to go. They need to get to the 47, as we mentioned. Mitchell Dang, the tailback, Justin Chang in the eye. They hand off to Dang. Good head of speed here in front across the 35 to about the 41 before he's wrestled to the ground, brings up a third down and 9.
Yeah, Dang's been very impressive tonight, honestly. They haven't gone to him too much. They haven't had many offensive possessions, but strong, powerful runner even for his 5'6" frame. We'll see. He might get the ball here again on 3rd and 6.
You got to give him credit also for shaking off the after effects of that early fumble, because that kind of doomed the Pioneers a little bit early on when they had possession and Dang fumbled the ball. A timeout is called by Cupertino. 35-3 here with 11:09 to go in the fourth quarter of play. Cheerleaders doing their best to fire up the home crowd. Not had a whole lot to cheer about here tonight on senior night. Third down and about 6 to go here from their own 41-yard line. Pozzetti in the shotgun here. They send Chang in motion. They fake the handoff to Dang. Pass is caught on the quick out route, but Mustangs not buying that one as Nathan Duong is wrestled to the ground.
Yeah, John Rack right there, expecting that quick out pass. That's been Cupertino's staple here in the second half, and Rack was right there. Not fooled at all as we take a look. I think that was the previous play, but Rack racking up the tackle with ease.
Rack City, even.
There you go. Too many pun possibilities.
Yeah,
really.
I know. Fourth down, then coming up, Cupertino to kick. Back deep this time for Homestead will be Mateo Manjarres. Cupertino get off the kick. And that'll bounce down to about the 26-yard line or so of Homestead, where they'll take over on offense. So we'll see if Offman comes out for his second consecutive drive. As we said before during the game, the quarterback decision was a game time decision. And we saw all three quarterbacks warming up for Homestead, including the junior Ian Claris wearing number 16, and who, just like that, he's out in the huddle. So we'll get a look now at the third quarterback here for Homestead, the junior Ian Claris wearing number 16. So Coach Milo Lewis happy with the play of his starter and his backup, and now the third quarterback will get his opportunity to see if he can make something happen here for the Mustangs on 1st and 10. Claris turns and hands off inside for a gain of about 3.
Yeah, for Claris, doesn't look like he's starting to pass all season long, so he's only a junior, Offman a senior. So it looks like, bearing any transfers or quitting the team, Claris is, by all means, the backup quarterback for next year. So good to get him some game time experience at the quarterback position.
It is a 2nd down and 5. Whistles go. Yeah, this might be Claris's first appearance of the season. I don't even have him down here on the rushing statistics for Homestead, so 5-yard penalty against the Mustangs.
Claris has gotten onto the field, looks like, as a defender. He's a linebacker. Has made 2 tackles so far this year, but first time on the offense.
Turns and hands off to the running back. That's Manjarres, and he's gone across the 40 to midfield. Foot race now, and Manjarres will take it into the end zone for a Mustang touchdown.
Talk about Manjarres. I mean, we've called his name a lot on the defensive side of the ball, both good and bad, but now getting into the action on the offensive side. The two-way players, so key here. And boy, 41-3 right now, pending an extra point. This is not how Cupertino wanted senior night to go at all.
Manjarres probably had a chance at a couple of interceptions tonight. Didn't get either of them, but I think a touchdown will certainly dull the pain of not having the chance to get his 5th and his 6th interceptions of the season, and a 69-yard touchdown run. When he adds to the misery of the home fans here tonight. Rack is on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up. It is through the uprights. And Homestead increased that lead. 9:30 to go. It's 42-3 Mustangs. 42-3, the Mustangs in the driver's seats. Rack's kickoff is fielded at about the 5. Taken by Avakumovitz. And a return to about the 23-yard line as the Pioneers come back out on offense.
Going back to that last touchdown, Manjarres only 5 carries on the season coming in, so 6-1 certainly worked out well. more than tripling his yardage on the ground so far this year, 22 coming into the game.
Also his second touchdown on the season, so he becomes the 5th different scorer now on the evening for the Mustangs. And after that impressive 35-0 victory over Homestead, or over Lynbrook, excuse me, Homestead will have to be pretty pleased with the way they've played back-to-back games. Pizzetti on first down, looking downfield as the receiver wide open and makes a catch. Tremendous grab by Shea Naivo. And that gets the home fans on their feet.
Yeah, great throw, great catch. This time, the offensive line gave Pizzetti enough time to make that throw out of the shotgun. That probably helped as well. Play action, working to perfection, and then Nievo, who's a senior, making a great catch down the field.
And you have to give him, because you have to give him credit, because he's been pretty accurate throughout the night. Had a couple of drops, a couple of tough throws, and catches to be made, but that time had the receiver in stride. And the Pioneers now inside the Homestead half of the field. And a 1st and 10, they hand off to Deng. Sidesteps around a player, breaks the tackle, and it's finally wrapped up. Looked like it was Erickson on the tackle.
But Deng showing his shiftiness again, left to right, able to make tacklers miss. He's been good for about 5 or 6 yards almost every carry so far tonight.
Also Devon Criddle in there on the tackle as well for Homestead. A gain of about 5, brings up a 2nd down and 5 with 7:30 to go here in the 4th quarter of this one. They give to the running back, who's wrapped up as he goes across the 35 to about the 32. That was Jason Moon, I think his first carry of, the night.
Moon, good to see him in action. Also a senior on this team, so good to give him a carry up the middle. Bring down 3rd and manageable.
So the clock continues to tick down here, 7 minutes in the quarter. An I formation here for Pizzetti, he's undescended.
Looks
6
like some
in the
movement.
box here, movement at the line of scrimmage. And I think this is going to go against Cupertino. Certainly the reaction of Jason Moon after the whistle will indicate that it went against his team. And that's exactly what happened. So what was a 3rd down and about 2 is now a 3rd and 7 here.
To be fair to Cupertino, I mean, it's hard to keep your focus sometimes in a 42-3 game, but we've seen this has been a consistent problem for them throughout this entire game. No other way to put it.
2 receivers here left side. Zeddy on the toss right side to Moon. Moon lowers the shoulder and is wrestled to the ground by Devon Criddle. Shy of the 1st down, will be about 4th. It'll be 4th down and about 2 to go here.
Let's take a look at the replay as Moon another carry, but nice tackle by Criddle. Textbook, and Cupertino, no surprise, going for it on 4th down.
Ball came out at the end of the play there, but play was already whistled dead. So they'll go 2 receivers. Extreme far side, Shea Navo, excuse me. They hand off quickly inside to the running back, and he's brought down. It's Albert Huang, I think, on the carry there for Cupertino. Now the question is, did he get enough for the 1st down?
I thought he was short, but they're going to spot the ball to say he had enough for the 1st down. So favorable spot. Cupertino trying to get their first touchdown of the game here. It would be nice to see one of these seniors score in the final seconds of this one.
Indeed, I think that's kind of the Coach Arnold's mantra now, is to get some of the seniors involved here. And as you say, hopefully get a touchdown. It'd be certainly a nice way to go out here, score some points towards the end of this game. Posetti, play action, looking right side, passes shy as it falls in front of Aaron Carroll, the senior wide receiver there, and that brings up a 2nd down.
Yeah, it's night and day. When Pizzetti has time to throw, he is very accurate and on the mark, but pressure from Homestead has made him inaccurate this game at times. So it's a situation where Cupertino knows that they're getting pressure on Pizzetti. They just haven't been able to handle this front 7 of the Mustangs,
who have been outstanding all game, to say the least. Posetti then will hand off to Carroll. Gain of about 3 or so on the run inside, and 3rd down and 7 as the clock continues to tick down. Under 5 minutes remaining here from Cupertino High School. The Mustangs really blew things open in that second quarter. 3 touchdowns, the 74-yard touchdown run from Jerome Holloway, then the 45-yard touchdown pass to Joseph Faria. And then Holloway completing a fantastic outing with his second rushing touchdown from 9 yards out to really put this game out of reach. Play action then from Pizzetti on 3rd down. Pass is picked off. Oh, he was looking for Michael Hune, and it's intercepted by Justin Miller.
Great job by Miller breaking on that route. I thought Hune was actually open and was going to catch that ball, but Miller, very late in the process, able to come in front of Hune, pick that ball off. Ball was thrown behind Hune as we take a look at the replay. That certainly didn't help Hune's efforts, but Miller, very athletic jump for the ball and able to bring that one down. And too bad for Cupertino because it looked like they were driving in for a score there, but Homestead with the ball, under 4 minutes to go.
Now, of course, with the rolling clock, it's just a matter of a couple of first downs, and this one is in the books for Homestead. Claris will go back out for his second consecutive possession, and I think this is going to go against, well, we'll see. It was number 53 there. That was David Park charging at the line of scrimmage. Encroachment against the defense. I think pushes Homestead up 5 yards.
I think he thought he knew the snap count there. By the way, he was rushing in. Looked like he thought the ball was going to be snapped, but Homestead, no cigar. So another penalty racking up. I mean, how many penalties has Cupertino had today?
They got to have at least 10 by this point, I would think.
Easily, I think, yeah.
Here's a handoff to the running back down the sideline. It's Justin Miller, and Miller across midfield to about the 45-yard line. And Miller, following the interception, liked his opportunity to take that to the house.
Yeah, I thought he was for a moment there. Miller, nice cutback, avoiding the tackle by Albert Huang. Then finding some daylight before finally Max Bruckus able to bring him down.
So his first down after the Justin Miller carry, and we're ticking down towards 2 minutes here remaining in this one. Coach Milo Lewis interviewed after the victory over Lynbrook, quote, "The boys took care of it. It was important for them to win that game." As they hand off right side here to the running back, who breaks the tackle, streaking down the sideline to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, but flags fly. Devon Crittle, the man on the carry.
25 around the right end for a touchdown, but there is a penalty on the play.
Flags came out quick before he made that break to the outside.
Yeah, and where they were thrown, you would think holding. And it looks like all the players coming back to the line of scrimmage, it is holding. Let's take a look. Crittle saw a nice run despite the holding call, but we can see, a takedown there of Max Bruckus. Definitely the correct call there. And for Homestead, really, the holding penalties have been the only blemish on an otherwise perfect game for them, up 42-3.
Well, if they hadn't kicked that field goal at the end of the half, Homestead will be looking at back-to-back shutouts, and Coach Lewis, as we mentioned, was very pleased with the way that they played against Lynbrook in the 35-0 victory, saying they prepared and handled their business, doing their job in that game, and safe to say they've done it in this game as well. Claris falls as he tries to hand off to a running back inside, and a broken play there. Still gains about a yard or so, as that was Manharris there on the carry.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to call that a carry or catch, because he kind of flipped it to him. I think that's a catch. I think that's the first completion, or the first pass completion for Ian Claris in his career. We'll see what the official scorer says on that one, but good job of making positive yards out of a play that looked broken.
30 seconds to go, just a kneel down required now by the Mustangs. And a comprehensive victory here for the Mustangs, superior in all phases of the game, as they take a victory over Cupertino here on senior night at Cupertino High School, 42-3, as the Mustangs improve to 8-1, 4-1 in the El Camino League. Cupertino fall to 6-3, 1-3 in the El Camino League. They will play Los Altos next Saturday at 1:30 p.m. on Los Altos' senior night.
Good sportsmanship.
So the two teams shake hands. The end of this one.
And for Homestead, think about this season, only one blemish, the loss to Monte Vista. They have to be extremely pleased going into what should be a playoff run for them. They have been dominant in this league, and you look at the other side for Cupertino, disappointing loss, but they got to bounce back against a Los Altos team that could cause some problems for them.
Should be an interesting encounter next weekend as Los Altos and Cupertino do battle for Homestead. Got to be a team to be reckoned with as they now shift their focus towards the 2013 Central Coast Section playoffs coming up in a couple of weeks' time. For KMVT 15, our producer and director, Bobby Chastain, our cameramen and women, Sherilyn Meacham, Lisa Tesla, Renee Mendoza, and Alex Lowe. Special thanks, of course, as always, to Cupertino High School. And for Ari K, my name is Stephen Davies. Thanks for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next time on KMVT 15's presentation of high school sports. For all of us here from Cupertino High School, final score, Mustangs 42, Pioneers 3. From all of us here, so long for now.